Welcome to our channel. The year the world finally forgave Angelina Jolie. I used to think Angelina Jolie was evil. Granted, I was just a tween at the time with a spongy little brain that soaked up other people's ideas as my own. But I remember when reports first hit that Angelina had stolen poor, unassuming Brad Pitt away from his even poorer, gentle wife Jennifer Aniston. Angelina was mysterious, she was sexy, and she stole the man belonging to America's sweetheart. I was fascinated by Hollywood, a big fan of Friends, and had become increasingly obsessed with pop culture, and the news cycle was dominated by this one story. Angelina Jolie was a villain. And if People magazine and New Idea claimed it, I had no choice but to believe it. I was easily roped into the narrative, caring far too much about the ins and outs of celebrity relationships at the peak of tabloid drama. Again, I was a kid. Though the same can't be said for the grown women who gleefully hated the actress and partook in the attempts to bring her down. As Ange and Brad's relationship blossomed into one that reflected a wholesome family filled with children and joy, the drama took a backseat for a few years as magazines profiled the happily married couple and their brood of beautiful kids. But in 2016, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Brad Pitt. We were back on. The Angelina-hating crew had been waiting in the wings and flew out in support of their very handsome favorite actor who could not possibly have done anything wrong. He was an angel. Even when he was on the cover of GQ detailing his issues with drugs, alcohol, and said, in his own words, he hadn't been a great father. At the time of their divorce filing, Angelina accused Brad of domestic abuse. The world accused her of being a bitch. In the years since their whirlwind romance had begun, I'd grown into an adult, an entertainment journalist, to boot, and my own worldview had vastly shifted by the time the couple filed for divorce. I loved Angelina's films. I thought she was stylish. I was highly impressed by her humanitarian work with the United Nations, and I won't lie to you, I just really liked her in Maleficent. As if somehow her decision to play the evil villain in a Disney film had washed her sins away. Was it a self-referential joke? Was she leaning into the narrative? And did any of this acquit her of the alleged crime of infidelity? I can't answer that. But I had learned life wasn't black and white. I'd also gained a few years and realized a woman in her 20s isn't always going to make the right choice. We're talking about a woman whose famous family saw her enter the industry at 16. She would not be the first teen star to rebel in their 20s. She dyed her hair jet black, got tattoos, and dated controversial men. Was it the worst crime she could commit? Yes. Angelina was 25 when she eloped with Billy Bob Thornton, who left his fiancée Laura Dern to be with his pushing teen co-star. She was 28 when she met Pitt on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She was young and hot and stealing husbands. And so her controversial romances made her the ultimate enemy of women. She was decidedly not a girl's girl. There was a level of vitriol reserved for Angelina herself, not the men who left their former partners behind. And I'm not here to suggest that the other woman bears no responsibility for the heartbreak of a man's wife or girlfriend, but at what point would she have paid the price? At what point would she be set free from the rage? Jennifer Aniston has said she chooses to believe her marriage did not end because of Angelina Jolie, that it was over before Brad moved on. That's not to say the highly publicized relationship between her ex-husband and his new partner was not awful and heartbreaking. But she was certainly not throwing a party when Brangelina's split was announced.